Imagine for a moment that the person you trust the most is not who they seem to be. What if the kind face you love hides a dark secret, a secret so terrible that it led to a very planned, cold-blooded murder? Today, I'm going to share a story that sounds like something out of a scary movie, but every part of it is true. A brave firefighter lost his life in a shocking crime, and the most unbelievable twist is that the very person who promised to love and care for him was the one who planned it all. Stay with me until the end, because you'll hear the chilling confession that uncovered a murder-for-hire plot, and learn the truth behind a made-up illness that fooled everyone. Get ready, because this story of trust, lies, and betrayal will make you wonder, who can you really trust? On the night of November 3, 2013, something very dark happened in a quiet Cleveland neighborhood. Imagine a peaceful evening where everything seems normal. Families are settling in for the night, and one very special man, Lieutenant William Walker, a kind and brave firefighter, was on his way home after a long day of saving lives. But in just a few moments, everything changed forever. Right outside his home, a sudden burst of violence shattered the calm. A gun was fired, and in its wake, 4 small metal shell casings were left lying by the trash cans. These cold, lifeless pieces of metal told a silent story of a terrible act, a story that no one ever wanted to hear. The peaceful night was replaced by an eerie silence, the kind that makes your heart beat faster because you know something is very wrong. Inside the house, William's family was waiting for him. They had no idea that a single moment could turn their warm, loving home into a scene of heartbreak. Imagine sitting at the dinner table with your family, feeling safe and happy, when suddenly you hear a sound that you can't believe, a sound that signals danger and despair. Then, as the shock of the moment took hold, a frantic call was made to 911. In a trembling, tear-filled voice, Yoloma, the wife of William, spoke into the phone. "Help, please help me, something is wrong," she cried, her voice shaking with fear and confusion. Every word she spoke was filled with the pain of not knowing what had just happened. Even though her words were simple, they carried the weight of a deep and sudden loss. For a few long seconds, time seemed to stand still. The quiet of that night was now filled with the sounds of a desperate call for help, and the unanswerable questions of how a brave hero could be taken away so suddenly. The scene was both shocking and heartbreaking, a scene that would soon lead to many more questions and mysteries about who could commit such a terrible act and why. In that moment, everything changed. The cold evidence of 4 tiny shell casings, the sound of a gunshot echoing in the night, and a tearful plea on the phone all came together to mark the start of a story filled with betrayal, secrets, and pain. It was a night that no one in that small community would ever forget, a night that left a deep, lasting mark on everyone who heard about it. After that terrible night, the police began their search for answers. They only found 4 small shell casings lying by the trash cans, no clear clues, no clear answers. With so little to go on, they decided to open a special tip line, asking anyone who might know something to call. And soon, whispers began to fill the air. In several of those anonymous calls, one name kept coming up, Chad. At first, it was just a quiet murmur, but as more calls came in, that name grew louder, stirring up more questions than answers. Then something very surprising happened. Yoloma Curry Walker, the wife of our brave hero William, pointed her finger at someone very unexpected, her daughter's boyfriend, a 17-year-old boy named Chad Paget. Imagine that for a moment, a young boy caught up in a mystery so deep and dark. Retired Detective Tom Armelli remembered it clearly. She said she saw a guy in silhouette, then he was gone. Those simple words sent ripples of doubt through the investigation. As the police dug deeper, they began to notice more strange clues. People who worked with William, the respected firefighter, had long said that they didn't trust Chad. They believed that he didn't seem like the kind of person who belonged in such a serious case. Meanwhile, police records showed something even more puzzling. Chad's cell phone moved from one spot to another right around the time of the murder, almost like it was following a secret trail. All these little hints and clues started to form a picture that was anything but simple. Was this all just a random, tragic act of violence, a moment of terrible, unplanned chaos? Or was there something much darker hidden behind every detail, a secret plan that was slowly coming to light? Every new piece of evidence made the mystery even more confusing, and the more the police uncovered, the more we're left asking, could it be that this wasn't just a chance event, but a carefully planned act with a hidden motive? Stay with me, because as we follow these twists and turns, the truth behind this mystery might be more surprising than we ever imagined. Imagine a moment when everything you thought you knew suddenly falls apart. In August 2015, a big turning point came. A young man named Chad Paget was arrested, and with shaking hands, he finally told the truth. He said, "She asked me if I wanted to make $10,000. Those simple words unlocked a secret so dark, it changed the whole story. Chad's confession revealed that he was not the one who pulled the trigger that fateful night. Instead, he told the police that the real mastermind was someone very close, Yoloma Curry Walker, the wife of the brave firefighter, William Walker. It turned out that Yoloma had planned everything. She had spent money to hire people to do her dirty work and even made up a story about having cancer. This lie was meant to win trust and hide her true, greedy heart. But Yoloma wasn't working alone. There were others in this shocking plan. Christopher Hine, a 21-year-old, and Ryan Doherty, a 22-year-old, were part of the team. Ryan, sadly, was the one who actually fired the gun. All of these people were connected by one thing, a powerful desire for money, a $300,000 life insurance policy that promised a big payout. They were driven by greed, ready to hurt someone they once cared about for a quick fortune. As the trial began, the courtroom filled with a heavy, sad air. Friends of William, his fellow firefighters, and even neighbors felt a deep hurt and betrayal. They could not believe that a family member and trusted friend had turned to such a dark plan. This was a story of love turned to greed, and trust turned into lies. Every word spoken in that courtroom echoed the shock of finding out that someone so close could plan something so cruel. This moment in the trial was not just about arrests and confessions, it was the emotional climax of a mystery that had twisted the lives of so many. It made everyone ask, how could someone we trusted do something so terrible? And as the evidence mounted and the truth was laid bare, the whole community was left to wonder if justice could ever mend the pain of such deep betrayal. As we reach the end of this story, I leave you with this thought: do you believe that justice was fully served, or do you think there might still be more secrets hidden beneath the surface of this case? Could there be more twists waiting to be discovered? Share your thoughts and let's talk about it, because sometimes the truth is even stranger than fiction. Now that you've heard this unbelievable story, I want you to stop and think for a moment. What do you think about the twisted betrayal of Lieutenant Walker? Can you imagine that someone you trusted so much could hide such a dark secret? Could this have happened anywhere else, even in a small town just like ours? I know it sounds hard to believe, but every part of this case makes you wonder. Was Yoloma's deceit really the only reason behind all this pain, or was there something even deeper and darker underneath? Imagine if someone you thought was kind and loving was secretly planning something so cold and calculated. It makes you ask, how could this be possible? Now, I want to hear from you. If you have a thought or a theory about what really happened, please share it in the comments below. Maybe you think there is more to the story, or maybe you have an idea that can help us understand this mystery better. Your thoughts matter, and talking about them can help us all learn a little more about how secrets can hide behind a friendly face. And if you love true crime stories and want to hear more shocking cases like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This way, you'll never miss another story that dives into the dark and mysterious side of human nature. But wait, if you thought this case was the most shocking one yet, just wait until you see what we have lined up next. There are more twists and hidden secrets coming your way that will make you wonder even more about what really goes on behind closed doors. So, join the conversation, share your ideas, and let's talk about these mysteries together. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see what you think in the comments below. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.